Hello everyone, welcome to Isaac Bible class. Today I'd like to share with you one episode that occurred 2000 years ago. While Jesus was teaching on Sabbath, Jesus healed one crippled woman who had suffered for 18 years. Then teachers of the law and Pharisees criticized for what Jesus did heal for the woman. Actually, that at the time, in the society, working on Sabbath was strongly prohibited. Nobody dare to commit, violate this Sabbath law. However, Jesus clearly gives us direction through this episode. What would be the most important? I'm gonna share the passage, Luke's Gospel chapter 13 verses 10 to 17. On a Sabbath, Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues, and a woman was there who had been crippled by a spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not straighten up at all. Can you imagine? The woman had been living with great suffering. For 18 years, she was bent over. 12. When Jesus saw her, he called her forward and said to her, "Woman, you are set free from your infirmity." Jesus healed her right away at the very moment. Then he put his hands on her, and immediately she straightened up and praised God. Miracle occurred at the very moment. Jesus put his hands on her, and she was healed. However, religious leaders and teachers of the law and Pharisees were not happy. They saw the spectacle which was strongly prohibited. Jesus violated the strong Sabbath law. The leaders couldn't understand why Jesus did such a horrible violation. So, 14 it says, indignant because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath, the synagogue leader said to the people, "There are 6 days for work, so come and be healed on those days, not on the Sabbath." They strongly they were living in frame. They couldn't come out of this strongly restricted frame, which was developed for a long time. They lost because of this law the fundamental motivation why God gave them this Sabbath law. 15. The Lord answered him, "You hypocrite! Doesn't each of you on the Sabbath untie your ox or donkey from the stall and lead it out to give it water? Then should not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has kept bound for 18 long years, be set free on the Sabbath day from what bound her?" Actually, the religious leaders were hypocrites. They actually did work something based on what Jesus said. They did something work. However, they considered that is okay. Then, and they started to criticize what Jesus did good for. Jesus good work for this crippled woman. This crippled woman was precious. The crippled woman should be healed from the serious illness. However, they had no compassion. They just tried not to violate the Sabbath law, like hypocritically, like hypocrites. So Jesus pointed out their hypocrites, their hypocrisy, their hypocrisy. 17. When he said this, all the opponents were humiliated, but the people were delighted with all the wonderful things he was doing. People had eyes to see very clearly with sober judgment. They could see this was really wonderful things. However, all his components were humiliated. They understood their inborn understanding, knowledge, recognized what Jesus was doing and saying, totally correct. So, all Jesus' opponents who heard this comment were humiliated so much. So, in this episode, we could see what is important in living in faith before God. So, we need to reconsider for our the life of faith before God. Thank you for listening to Isaac Bible class. I will come back with the beautiful word of God. Have a nice day.